Hey there! So today we have another review. This is a beer from Denver Beer Company, Graham Cracker Porter. Have never had a beer from Denver Beer Company. Yeah, don't really know much about this beer. I will say, okay, I do miss Denver. I went there. What? Trying to think about this. It was the guys' trip after my advanced Cicerone, so I want to say it was like 3 years ago. Yeah, yeah. What about 3 years ago? First time. I mean, what a freaking city. Yeah. I mean, the big one. Well, I'm gonna dig into the review. If you want to skip ahead, please do. The big one is the elevation, man. Elevation's a freaking headache there. So be careful if you ever go. What in Denver, you're up like 3,000 miles. I've always lived, New York, Florida, right? Like, I have. The hangovers there. The hangovers there were rough. Like I had one really bad one, really bad one. Yeah, it was a rough one. So be careful because again, elevation. Your blood's thinner. Bro, be careful. The crazy thing, I didn't even drink any. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did have some Fernet shots. But other than that, is just drinking beer, no wine. We even almost went to Death & Co., which is a famous cocktail bar. Good thing I didn't do that. That would have been rough. But check it out. Denver's amazing. Obviously, beer geek. Great beer city. Insane. Right up my alley. So, beer comes in a dark brown to black color. Yeah. Light brown head on that. Graham Cracker Porter. Yeah, nice kind of like a chocolatey kind of Tootsie Roll kind of character to it. A little bit of Hershey's going on. Hershey Kisses, milk chocolate. And then a little bit of this kind of like bread crusty, kind of like, I guess, yeah, they're going for graham cracker, which I think graham cracker is like, is it cinnamon that makes really graham crackers? Like brown sugar, I'm going to say too. A little bit of like brown sugar, some of that kind of like Tootsie Roll, Hershey Kiss, milk chocolate thing. Cheers. Not bad. 5.6%. Yeah. Graham Cracker Porter, huh? Up front, in general, the beer at 5.6 is not a, yeah, I'd say like medium mouthfeel. Medium, yeah. Though after the mid palate, it ends up a little bit thin. Granted, that's also my preference for darker beers. I tend to like beers. Darker beers a little bit elevated in ABV. Sort of just works with the mouthfeel, chocolate kind of flavors, right? The beer, despite being like graham cracker, not that sweet. A little bit watery, but like dries out a little bit on the back end, so not really a sweet beer. If you're looking for pastry, you're not going to get that here. Up front, it gets a little sweet though, and I don't want to say it's actually actual residual sweetness of the beer, but it has this kind of like graham crackery, desserty thing up front. So a little bit of that kind of like brown sugar molassesy thing up front. Right, so then it reminds you of a little bit desserty, a little bit sweetness. And then like a lean kind of chocolate flavor. So not a sweet kind of chocolate character. Excuse me. Actually, want to say it has like a little bit of cacao and kind of bittersweet chocolate flavor instead of just straight milk chocolate. So it's not really a sweet beer. Yeah. And I want to say that they're also just relying on malts on this one. Generally not a big fan when people use chocolate in the beer. Because guess what? Chocolate's roasted and has, a lot of those, the same flavor, actually not a lot. The same kind of flavor profiles created in the roasting of cacao to make chocolate occurs in malt. So you can get as much chocolate flavor as you want from what I found to be just full malt beers. And I find it to be a little bit more appetizing than this weird kind of like chocolate cacao / stuff that you're putting into the beer, right? Yeah, so nice. It's actually pretty dry. Honestly, if like I'm thinking graham cracker, I would want like I feel like they're sort of like playing both sides, like making a porter, but then a little bit of this graham crackery kind of thing. Yeah. I feel like you're just getting a little bit like the worst of both worlds. Like, it's a little bit of a drier porter kind of character, but then also a little bit of the graham crackery thing. I'm not saying make it a pastry porter at like 5.2, or what is it? I said it was 5.2. Yeah, 5.6, 5.6. I would say just like push a little bit more into it. I would want a little bit more luscious in mouthfeel, a little bit more higher residual sweetness, and maybe bump up that little graham cracker character a little bit more. Try to say that 5 times. Graham cracker character, cracker character. So yeah, beer's fine. That's a solid 83 for me. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it's honestly a fine beer. But it's like you're selling it as a graham cracker beer. I would probably want a little bit more. The beer on itself is actually fine. Honestly, full blind. Let's see full blind. Obviously, not full blind. Let's see full blind. That's actually a good quote. Let me see full blind after knowing what the beer is. Let's try to taste it blind. Yeah, I generally would have a hard time figuring out what adjunct or special thing is in this beer. It's just a porter-ish kind of beer. Beer actually has a little bit of like bitterness on the back end. I'm curious if it's hop bitterness or a little bit of roast bitterness, but yeah, it's a good porter. Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna bump it up. Let's go with a solid 84. Cheers later.